This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual Airsoft Purge. Airsoft primaries and sidearms of all FPS limits have been authorized for use during the Purge Airsoft gameplay.
This is another Airsoft Mike production.
Oh, hell yeah! Airsoft Purge! Which one? Well, it can only really be one of them. Actually, to be fair, I like these too. Oh, she's a beauty! She looks big too! Let's get it open. So we have an instruction manual, precision self-loading rifle. That's a pretty decent manual. Since when has sniper rifles become AEGs? That sounds wrong, but anyway, let's go. Oh wow. This is one half of the bipod, and if the weight of this is anything to go by, this also will be heavy, which I kind of felt that anyway. So here's the other half of the bipod, a 40 round mag. Decent. You also get one of these old school super long speed loaders and a cleaning and unjamming rod. Right, now I think you're going to have a wider shot. No, wider. Okay, let's do this. Damn! Oh. Look at that stock. So, this baby, woohoo, came out about 8 years ago, and I just kept putting it off, and I thought, you know what? I know I love how this looks. Never mind how it performs, how it looks. So I just had to buy one. Hold on, it's missing something. Oh mate, how cool does this look? I know it won't be to everyone's taste, and I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't buy this to play Airsoft with. I bought this because I absolutely love how it looks, and if ever I was involved with a sort of futuristic movie shoot and a certain type of platform is required for it, this would be on the short list. I absolutely love how it looks. I'm loving that it reminds me of this. And of course, we all know this has been featured in a Bond movie. And it also reminds me of this. This right here is purely a place where you store that second mag. Just like the real thing. Another thing I like about this is the garish white print that you've got there. Again, I have no issues with it. I think it adds to the overall modern look to this platform. SOC SLR precision self-loading rifle. So of course you've got a fully adjustable rubberized butt pad here that goes up or down, out or in, and then you've got this awesome cheek rest which can be adjusted naturally for various heights, but what I love about it the most, it's got some awesome suspension on it. Look at that. Nice. And then of course you've got this 40 round mag, and it kind of hooks in similar to how you would hook in an AK mag. And then right here you have your bolt release, your safety switch lever right there below that, an awesome looking trigger. We'll test that out because this is some sort of micro switch trigger. And now because this bad boy has a built-in red laser, that's the little control box for it, and right there you have a button. And then you've got this, which I believe is just for looks, just for show. But you know, I'll check that out a little later in the video, because you know how sometimes 8 years after it's been released, I bought this brand new this week, maybe this now does something? I won't keep my hopes up, but anyway, above that you've got this awesome looking mock charging handle. Now I say mock, it is functional to an extent, so you can do that. And what you didn't see, but you definitely heard, is the dust cover opening and the bolt going back, mock bolt, and your hop-up adjustment revealed. I'll show you that when we get to the other side. But for now, again, your bolt release, which you push down to release. So in case you didn't know, this bad boy is almost completely made out of metal. Even the stock, even the cheek rest. In fact, the only thing so far that I have noticed that is not metal is your grip, your butt pad, your mag. Oh, and of course, your little control box for your laser, that's not metal. But anyway, as I showed you earlier on, QD sling points at the front, both sides, and at the rear, both sides. And of course, just like the rifles, it reminds you of, the bipod setup is awesome. One where you can slide it up and down this system right here. You've seen how it can be extended and how you deploy it. And it also has a monopod underneath the grip. Talking about the grip, nice bit of stippling there, very ergonomical. And would you look at the size of the guards? You've got two guards on this bad boy, your trigger guard and this massive metal hand guard. And then we get to the business end. So this bad boy is huge and it doesn't screw off. There's a couple of screw heads on the other side that you have to remove if you want to remove it from the barrel. And if you want to remove the front piece of this barrel here, you literally just do it like that and that will start to come off. Right, we're going to get to the other side. Oh, she's gorgeous. Anyway, let's immediately start back here because, like I mentioned earlier, there's your dust cover that opens up when you pull that charging handle, and that will reveal your hop-up adjustment wheel. As you can see there, as I mentioned earlier, that's where you can adjust the height of your cheek rest. Again, loving the suspension on it. And then of course, accessible from either side because it's dead on in the center behind the mag, is your mag release. And then of course you've got more of that beautiful markings. As you can see, you have ample rail space. I mean, look at that, got a full-on scope on there, a cheeky little Runcam 4K camera. I've got a riser on there too, and you've still got ample room here and some at the back. Right, so at the front you've got your cover for your red laser. You just literally from beneath just pull it down a little bit and then pull forward, and there it is. And what I'm going to do right now is to turn it on and see if that little dial right there does anything. So right there, I've got a brown holster. I'm going to turn the laser on. There you go. And then I'm going to turn this little dial and let's see if it actually makes any difference. No, absolutely nothing. So that is there just for looks. Such a shame. It makes a nice clicky sound though. So let me turn that off. And what I will do though is I'm going to walk down the corridor, I'm going to point that red laser at the target system and I'm going to fire a BB. And let me see if the BB hits anywhere near that red dot. So as you can see there, you've got more nice markings. MR, designed by Otto, Repa, Germany. Nice. And of course, your safety lever switch, ambidextrous. Okay, so of course I want to make sure the thing works. So right now, as you can see with that beautiful big white dot, it's on safe, so nothing should happen. And the trigger feels locked. Good. Take it off safe. Oh, that's a nice positive click. And that lever switch, it feels good. It feels like good quality. It's not loose or anything. Anyway, does it work? Nice. Very snappy. And what I love about this platform is the first platform in a long while where it actually asks you to put an 11.1 in there. Normally it's 7.4 and you risk putting an 11.1 without any upgrades or whatever, but this literally says right here in the manual, support 11.1 volt battery. And that's exactly what you saw me install earlier. But anyway, let me just feel this trigger again. Right, let me just actually zoom in. Now it's one of them micro switch triggers. Let me just see. Wow, 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 wow. You literally have to hit the wall, figuratively speaking, before it fires. Watch. Look at all that take up space there. Let me go back even more. I'm at the wall, look. I cannot pull it back any further. Let it go. And you hear a tiny little click. And I should be able to pull it again and it should fire. Yes. So listen very carefully as I release it. Did you hear that? And now I can pull it again. Damn.
Nice.
Now I know some people will not like that. Others, like me, will absolutely love that. Now before I fill the mag up, I just want to let you know, because this bad boy has an EFCS MOSFET in it, you can program it with one of those. Nice. I gotta admit though, I am loving this grip. You see what I did there? Look at what it says on my finger. But seriously, I love how this grip feels, because not only can you get your fingers around that nicely, you've got a nice platform that you can rest your hand on. Although when you look at it, it looks like the mag is too close to the grip, but as long as you get your thumb in first and then lock on, the mag doesn't really get in your way as such. Do you know, it's nice that it came with an old school speed loader, but I'll just use something that's a bit more up to date. Now I say up to date, I could go even more up to date and use one of those bad boys, but because it only takes 40 BBs, that would be a complete flex. Now, I've not filled it up completely. I've put enough in there to do maybe about 6-7 or so shots through the chrono. Let's see what she's got. Wow. Pretty much what I expected. Pretty decent. Pretty nice readings out of the box. Now, of course, I'm using just 0.20s. If you're an Airsoft sniper, you're probably going to want to use 0.28s and above. But again, this is an AEG. It's not a Springer. It's not a proper bolt system. So I don't know. But anyway, let's have a look at the average. Decent. 455. Right, so what I'm going to do, get me pointer. I'm going to turn on that red laser. And I'm going to point it at the center, the bullseye. And then I'm going to pull the trigger. And then we're going to see if the BB goes anywhere near it. So I'm not going to be using the scope or any sight system. Just the laser. What an absolute joke. So yeah, that laser pointer thing, it's a nice thing to look at, a nice thing to say, yeah, my rifle's got a laser on it, even though you wouldn't be allowed to use that on most, if not all, airsoft sites. But it's trash. It's absolutely trash unless you can adjust its windage and elevation. Literally, it's trash. Would you like to know where the BBs hit? Because it certainly didn't hit on the target. And believe it or not, you're looking at where the BBs hit, because if you look carefully, just here, there's my 2 shots. And you saw that the red dot was there. Even though I didn't have it on the floor rock solid, I had the front bipod on a table and then I was holding up the rear end. So it was fairly steady, and you saw that when I took the shots, it's not as if the red dots went way off as I pulled the trigger. It didn't. It all stayed within there. And yet, look, there's me 2 shots. And you know what? If anything, I take it back what I said about you SRC giggers. I said you were very flimsy and, you know, you would easily break compared to my velour. I mean, my velour target is still stronger than you, but you are fairly strong. I would have expected that to crack, but it didn't. Well done. So I'm just gonna do a quick test at very close quarters to see how bad the red laser is. So as you can see there, I have turned down most of the studio lights, and I'm keeping this stable now. I'm not going to hold it, I'm just going to pull the trigger. So I'll just show you right now where the red dot is going to be. And as you can see there, it's just in front of that number 5 in the blue circle. Now I'm putting my eye protection on just in case there's any ricochet. Surely it can't be that bad where it won't even hit that piece of paper target. Anyway, here we go. Take it off safe. Right, just going to pull the trigger without moving the rifle. So there you go. I'm not going to cut the camera. What I'm going to do is turn on 2 of my camera's main lights. There we go. I'm now going to zoom in. You can still see roughly where that red, you can see it already, where that red dot is from the laser. And I'm telling you, there it is there. And that's where the BB hit. And that's how close the front of this bad boy is to the target. That is shocking. So you can imagine the distance that I go back to do my normal accuracy tests. You can see why the BB's never going to hit anywhere near. So basically that laser is just for show. Now, that's just the laser that's trash. The actual platform itself might be pretty decent. Let's have a quick test. So, as you can see there, nothing wrong with the accuracy, and of course I wasn't that far back, but still, judging by all my other accuracy tests that I've done in this space that I've got, that is pretty decent. And I was holding it in my hand. I was freestyling holding it. It wasn't even standing on its bipod. And don't include that one. That's the one I did testing the laser at a very close range. But as far as that's concerned,
Perfect. Perfect.
So there you go, people. This is the Ares Otto Repa SOC SLR Sniper Rifle MSR-SOC AEG, whatever. I love it. And I love the idea of a self-loading rifle.
The Airsoft Purge has ended. No Airsoft AEG, HPA, Springer, or gas blowback, with an FPS limit of over 350, is allowed on or off the Airsoft field or arena. Failure to comply will have you banned by the marshals, and your property confiscated. That includes you, Airsoft Mike.
Wait a minute, the purge is already over? I haven't even started.